In Vegas this past week, Big Ten Media Days, which Big Ten Media Day forever has been in the Midwest, which makes sense. Most of the teams are in the Midwest, but now you have West Coast. What are you laughing at?
No,
Randy?
just so the Big Ten isn't now. Yeah, you're right because they have West Coast teams.
Yeah, the Big Ten is everywhere.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But I heard a quote from James Franklin, like, what are we doing having this in Vegas? Like, the beat reporters, a lot of the beat reporters don't travel. Like, they don't have that in their budget to be flying to Vegas and all that. So the coverage is less. Like, you look at SEC Media Days 2 weeks ago and Big Ten Media Days last week, and, like, night and day between the amount of coverage and noise, chatter coming out of those 2 weeks.
Yeah, you have one conference that sees what the SEC is doing, and they're like, oh, we want to be that. But we don't know how to be that. But let's just do some things to make it seem like we are that.
So we'll go to Vegas.
Yeah, well, let's go to Vegas.
Yeah.
You know? And it's not only just going to Vegas, but being able to stay in Vegas and eat in Vegas and just, spend money in Vegas, right? So it's
Things are not cheap
at all. So I don't get it. I think the Big Ten should definitely stay in their roots and keep the Big Ten Media Day in the Midwest. I mean, we've had it in Chicago time and time again, right? Or Indianapolis. I think that works for sure.
Yeah.
It should be great. But they're trying to raise their profile because they understand the competition that's out there when it comes to it. It really just feels like college football conferences are just going to be divided into a southern region, northern region, that's kind of it, or just split down the middle.
And then we're going to have two mega conferences.
Yeah, just two mega conferences.
It's going to be the NFL.
Right, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
No doubt. So it feels like that's where we're headed, and it feels like the Big Ten is trying to get themselves there to where they're not having to be in a position where they have to join the SEC.
Right.
Or join whatever the conference that conference name will be.
The SEC and the Big Ten, though, top two conferences in college football. It's been that way for quite some time. Ohio State, still the favorite to win the Big Ten right now, plus 185, despite Penn State being on a lot of people's radar as one of the top teams in the entire country coming into the season because they returned so many players from last year. Yes, you lose Tyler Warren, you lose Abdul Carter, but you return Drew Aller, you return your two running backs. Your defense just kind of reloads. You just stole Ohio State's defensive coordinator from last year. I'm blanking on the name, but he's now over with Penn State.
Yeah.
My question for Penn State, though, is the question that I think everyone else has, and it's low-hanging fruit when you talk about what this Penn State team does, but, like, can they win the big game? Can you beat Ohio State? I can't bet on you to win the national championship when you can't get past Ohio State.
As you were thinking.
Jim Knowles, thank you.
Yeah, and this is more on James Franklin, right? And I understand that he can only control a certain amount because he's a head coach and he's not a player and out there on the field. But you have to be in a position now, especially with the Big Ten Conference as we see it, right? You saw last year what happened with Oregon, how they just came in just like, oh, yeah, this is our conference now. They just took over, right? The Big Ten, in my opinion, is taking another step backwards with the amount of talent that is lost. So when you look at Ohio State, Michigan, right, some of these teams were there. Indiana had a resurgence, or not a resurgence, but surprised everyone last year with how they were able to play. And so that speaks to, and no disrespect to Indiana, but it speaks to just the steps backwards that the conference has taken. But if you're Penn State, this upcoming season, you have to win.
Yeah.
Because there's no telling of what's going to be added to these teams the following season and how this.
Well, you're going to have a young quarterback again that's starting over because Aller's going to be gone after
Aller's
last
gone.
season,
the two running backs are not going to come back another year. Like, that's a wrap. They're going to go get their money, even more money, I should say, since players are getting NIL now. But they're not going to stick around on the college level. They're going to pursue their NFL dreams, which they could have done after last season. But they said, no, we're sticking around. We want to win not only the Big Ten, but also national championship. Everything is in place for James Franklin and this group. If they don't win it this year, it ain't happening.
I don't think it's happening for James Franklin, at least
20 years.
not at Penn State.
30
That's
years.
going to be tough to do.
Yeah.
Penn State's schedule this year. They play at Ohio State, I believe.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, they play at Iowa. Like, yes, I'm a homer. I went to Iowa. But Iowa's a tough place to play.
It is.
You don't want to play at Iowa.
And those are back-to-back weeks, too.
Yeah,
so
you go to Iowa, then you go to Ohio State.
Yeah,
so if you're looking ahead to Ohio State at all, I will be betting Iowa in that game against Penn State.
And it feels like that Iowa game should be Saturday night.
I was just looking
it
at the time,
feels like it should
and it's
be
not
7.
out there, but it should be a night game.
It should be a night
And
game.
Penn State lost at Iowa. I believe it was a night game, 3 or 4 years ago? Like, oof, it can
Yeah.
be a tricky place.
Yeah.
And I will say, guys, I know you're looking at me, Randy, a little crazy, rolling your eyes when I bring up Iowa. We might have a quarterback this year.
Oh, wait a minute.
The same guys last year
Nope.
or no?
It
Mark
is-
Gronowski,
Yep, Gronowski. He comes over from
South Dakota State.
Thank you, Kenny.
Sorry.
South Dakota State, getting there. And he's won 2 FCS national championships.
Okay.
He's the real deal at the FCS level. We'll see if it can translate.
Yeah.
We'll see if Iowa doesn't just ruin him and their offense looks like it has for the last decade.
Yeah.
Apparently he went to Kenny's high school. Look at that, Kenny. What can you tell us about the guy?
He's a good player. The best quarterback probably my high school's had. One of the best. But I mean, he's been one of the better quarterbacks in. Is it D2? I don't even know. That's D2, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, he's been probably the best quarterback in all of D2 in the last few years. So
I think he on paper right now is one of the better quarterbacks that Iowa has had in the last decade.
So we're talking about an Iowa team that potentially could average
21 points a game.
21 points,
Yeah.
multiple touchdowns.
Multiple.
Wow.
Again, maybe a passing touchdown.
I was gonna say, right, passing touchdowns.
Like, if we can get passing touchdowns, whew, you better watch out.
gosh. Why does
Iowa
it
to
feel
make
like
the
we've
college
time
football
traveled
playoff
back?
plus 750.
We've time traveled back into the days of leather helmet football. Like, that's what it feels like talking about Iowa and passing touchdowns. And, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
they can do it.
Defense is going to be there as always. Other teams in the Big Ten. I hate to even bring this up for you,
Yeah.
Randy, but it's going to be a rough year for Wisconsin.
I know Pete Futek, who was sitting in your seat last week, Cam, we were off mic. We were talking about how it's going to be a rough year for the Badgers, and
The Badgers might win 3-4
I think
games
they'll
max.
be better than you think. I think
Win
they'll
total 4.5. Would you go over?
Yeah. Oh, over 4.5. Is that's not what it's at, is it?
I'm pretty sure.
Randy said, "Take it as disrespect, Kate."
Oh no.
But have you looked at their schedule?
That's all right. But I don't think they're going to be like a 9-win team. But I think they'll get 5 or 6 wins for sure.
they might not win a game from like week 6 to the rest of the season. Honestly, Randy,
Yeah.
if you look at it.
Okay, we'll see. I don't know who the bell cow running back is this year. Like they usually have. Last year it was a disaster.
But they always have one.
They usually have one guy, and then the offensive line usually creates space. But I don't know. And I know they've got another transfer quarterback, which I kind of hate year to year going transfer quarterback. Like I'd love to see you actually develop a quarterback, right, and make someone good. But no, I know it's not going to be another great season. It's things are down. Badger athletics.
Is Fickle fired after this year? I mean, it's not going to be his fault if they don't win all these games.
Who?
Luke Fickle?
Well, how is it not going to be his fault? He's the head coach, isn't he?
I mean, it is, but like the schedule with the talent that he has.
But
Why are you scheduling Alabama?
yeah, it was a home and home. So
Oh, so they had to because
they
they
did.
played.
They lost.
They
I think
hosted
by
Alabama.
40 last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I think he's got a pretty big buyout, so I think he's there for a while.
He's safe.
Yeah, I think he's safe.
I know we're going to get ready to wrap up hour 1 soon, but here's a team in the Big Ten that should open up even more eyes coming off of last year. The Fighting Illini.
Yeah.
Yes. They return the most production from last year's team.
Yep.
Luke Alkmeyer's back.
Yep.
Defense is great once again. Brett Bielema has changed around this program.
Yeah.
It's going to be another 10-win season for this Illini team. I think that they can go on a similar run to what we saw from Indiana last year. Now, when you hear that, you're like, wait a minute, Cam, are you saying college football playoff? It's possible.
I
for
think
this Illini
think
team.
it's possible.
I really believe they can do it.
I think, if we're talking betting them to make it or miss, I would bet them to make it.
Yeah.
Their schedule is fairly soft. They have Ohio State at home, and then they're on the road at Washington. I don't think Washington's going to be like this dominant team in the Big Ten, but playing at Washington is hard. Washington wins at their home stadium.
Yeah.
You go to Wisconsin, you have Maryland, Rutgers, Northwestern. It's as long as health-wise, if Illinois can stay healthy, I think they could make it to the college football playoff.
Agreed.
Because the Big Ten's going to get multiple teams in as well. They get, what, 3, 4? 3?
Well, Ohio State's in, right?
Yeah.
Right, Ohio State.
And
Yeah.
Michigan's going to be better this
Michigan,
year.
yeah, Michigan's gonna be
we
in.
think Michigan's going to be better,
That's
right?
true.
We think.
Yeah.
And then, Penn State, yeah. It'll be tough, but I would...
Well, also you can't forget about Indiana.
That's true.
Indiana's another team as well, so...
I think
this team
Indiana
can be
might
good.
take a step back this year just because I think it's hard to repeat that type of success that they
Right.
had last year.
Because you're not sneaking up on anyone.
No,
You're not
you
doing
are
that.
certainly
Right,
not. And
right.
Indiana was sneaking up on a lot of people,
Oh,
at least early in the season last year.
Yeah, no doubt.